Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do my top 20 games and apps to show your family and friends who are new to VR in 2024. I love doing lists like this because I love introducing people to VR for the very first time that a lot of us are obviously introducing to all the time, because even though VR has gotten a lot bigger, we have over 25 million Quest 3 headsets out there, there are still more and more people coming into VR all the time, especially with the new Meta Quest 3S now being at $300. So this is a great list to, show newcomers to try and get them into VR. I've sold plenty of headsets out there to friends and family showcasing these exact apps, and it's always fun to see the look on their faces for the very first time where it all clicks for them and they're like, hey, where can I buy my own VR headset, because I need to play this for myself. And that experience that they kind of get in VR is super fun. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, the first one here coming in at number 20 is the Vader Immortal series. Now, everyone knows Star Wars. A lot of your friends are probably Star Wars fans from one movie or another. So it's awesome to be able to show them exactly what VR can do for a medium like that, especially when these Star Wars experiences are only usually 45 minutes long, so they could sit there and play it if they want to, but if they don't want to play through the story, then they also got the dojo mode as well, where they can feel like they can hold a lightsaber and really, use their force powers, use the lightsaber, kill the enemies and stuff like that, and really, embody what it feels like to be, in part of the Star Wars movie and the Star Wars franchise. It's really cool, especially for Star Wars fans. Even though this game has been around for a really long time, nothing is like showing your friends for the first time in VR and seeing their face when they see Vader come up to them, or seeing them wield a lightsaber for the very first time. Star Wars Vader Immortal series coming in at number 20. The next one here coming in at number 19 is the Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded. So for everyone who loves shooters and all your friends who like Time Crisis, who played Time Crisis back in the arcades and stuff like that, this is that game made in VR, and it is really fun, really cool, and really easy to get into. Just pick up a gun and start shooting every enemy you see on sight. But it has that same addictive gameplay that Time Crisis did in the arcades, but now made for VR. And this is obviously a sequel to the original. Both of them were fantastic, but the sequel kind of elevates it, adds even more variety to the environments and levels and enemies and stuff like that. Super, super fun if you're into that fast arcade shooting action. Crisis Brigade 2 Reloaded coming in at number 19. The next one here coming in at number 18 is First Encounters. This is the free experience that a lot of us got to try out when we first tried mixed reality, and this will really showcase to your friends how cool mixed reality can be, where it turns your home environment that you're playing in and it feels like you're getting attacked by aliens all over the place, but it's really simple gameplay. You're shooting all these little blobs of aliens coming at you, and you can see your wall. You can start shooting your wall and it starts breaking in, where you can start seeing the alien world. You see these aliens kind of bouncing around in your room, on the floor, and on your wall. It's just super, super cool, and really showcases the power of mixed reality, and this will kind of make everyone have that wow factor if they've never seen anything like this from your friends. First Encounters coming in at number 18. The next one here coming in at number 17 is Horizon Worlds. The reason that this is on the list is because, first of all, it's being more integrated into the Quest system, and it's really fun to show your friends and see everything that social VR can do. You can kind of show them and go in there and show them everything that you can do, whether it's watching live concerts with friends or playing shooting games that are really, really fun, or just exploring the social aspect of what VR can do, where they see a bunch of avatars and people out there talking to them and stuff like that. People who haven't seen social VR will definitely be like, holy crap, this is awesome. I could really talk to people around the world and play these virtual games, or join live concerts together, or see live sporting events and all these different things in one social app. So this is really cool to show to people, and everyone I've showed to this always wants to know more about it. Like, hey, what else can you do in here? What is this thing? Is it free? Is it all that stuff? And it is really cool to show them. And obviously it's getting bigger and bigger every day, and they're integrating more and more games that are getting better all the time. Super Rumble being one of the latest ones, and it's super fun to play with friends. So coming in at number 17, Horizon Worlds. The next one here coming in at number 16 is Star Wars Pinball VR. And man, as somebody who's just recently gotten into pinball VR with my full-on virtual pinball machine, this is a great way to showcase friends of yours who have never experienced what virtual pinball can do, but they may like pinball. They've played pinball in the arcades or the bars or whatever the case may be. And now this is integrated into a property that a lot of us know, Star Wars, and they can get in there and see what pinball could look like in VR, the different mini games that can only really happen in VR that you obviously can't play if it was just a regular Star Wars pinball machine, the collectability of things, seeing the different properties, all that stuff that's kind of here. And, there's nothing like seeing these virtual tables in 3D and kind of seeing exactly what pinball can look like in VR. It is super fun, super immersive, and it's my favorite way to play pinball, period, is in VR, because it really gives you that 3D element where it really makes you feel like you're actually playing one of these tables. And this is the first foray into that when you show someone something like this, and then they're hooked and interested and want to see where more and more tables are and kind of go down the path of virtual pinball that we all know and love out there. So Star Wars Pinball VR coming in at number 16. The next one here coming in at number 15 is Among Us VR. A lot of your friends that you're going to show this game to have probably at least heard of Among Us, and if not, they've played it on their phone countless times like a lot of the population has. So no better way to introduce someone to a game that they already know how to play, but put them in VR and showcase what VR can do for a game like this. It is really fun to, be the imposters and run around in VR and, be sneaky around people, do these little mini games that you're doing around, which actually has VR interactions. In my opinion, Among Us VR is way better than the regular 2D game on the phone, because these mini games that you had to do, like pulling levers and stuff, obviously feels a lot better in VR. And it also is really scary to always keep around your eyes around your shoulders and stuff like that to see if somebody may be trying to kill you and stuff, and you always have that anticipation, which you don't really feel while you're doing it on the phone. It's so much better in VR, really puts you into that world. Among Us VR coming in at number 15. The next one here coming in at number 14 is Miracle Pool. Now, I'm sure a lot of your friends love playing pool like a lot of the population does with this game as well. So it is awesome to be able to play Miracle Pool and also kind of put it in your virtual environment so they could really see again what mixed reality can do of putting these virtual objects in your home and actually feel like the real thing. If they don't have room for a real size pool table, they can kind of get one virtually, or even if they have the room, it's obviously expensive. And no better way to be able to play against other players online, which is really cool. The fact that you can never have the idea of like, oh, who am I going to play with? I got no one to play with. I can't play pool against myself. Well, now you can always play against somebody online. There's a lot of customizability to this game as well. And who doesn't love a game of pool? And the physics in this game are spot on. And if they've played pool before, they can kind of just put those physics right to use. And it will more than likely translate really, really well. Miracle Pool coming in at number 14. The next one here coming in at number 13 is Just Hoops. This is an arcade basketball game that a lot of people know and love. It's obviously also called Pop-A-Shot by a lot of people, where you basically have this mini hoop in front of you and you're trying to get the most amount of points. But what makes this game really stand out to me is the fact that not only can you play online, but also the variety of the hoops that are here. There's always something new being thrown at you as you keep playing, and you have all these different hoops that are themed to different things, like Christmas ones or Halloween ones, or just all these cool different ones that you can continue playing. The variety here is kind of insane. Customizability with the balls, your hands, and stuff like that. Again, and they also have a mixed reality mode, so showcasing this game to your friends is also really easy, because obviously a lot of people have played something like this in the arcades and stuff, so they know exactly what to do. Just Hoops at number 13. The next one here coming in at number 12 is NFL Pro Era for 2025. Now, this is the third version of this game, but a lot of our friends and all that, like in the 2D space, are always playing games like Call of Duty and Madden and stuff like that, and FIFA, and this is obviously one of those popular games out there, regardless of what all of us feel about Madden. Tons and tons of people play this every single year. So showing what this VR game can do is a lot of fun. The fact that they can actually be the quarterback, but now for the very first time this year, you can actually play the defensive side of the ball. So if you own last year's version of the game or the one before, you can now just upgrade to this one for just $19.99 and just get the defensive add-on and stuff like that. But they added a lot of improvements to this game. More animations, better animations, the defensive side of the ball, so you're not just sitting on the sidelines doing nothing anymore. Being able to play quarterback and make those passes, take your team through franchise mode, single player, multiplayer out there, 1v1, or the online multiplayer where you can be in a lobby with a bunch of different people playing mini games like catch and throwing and stuff like that. It is super fun, and everybody who's into the Madden franchise is going to be right at home on here. I'm always excited to see what these guys do every year as the game keeps getting better and better since the first iteration. Super, super fun to be able to play a game like this with your friends. NFL Pro Era for 2025 coming in at number 12. The next game here coming in at number 11 is Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord. Now, I know this game got a lot of flack when it came out because people wanted more from it, but I still have a ton of fun in this game, regardless on those opinions, and I really like this game for what it is. But that's not even why it's on the list. It's on this list because of that 10-minute intro mission that you can replay over and over again, and also the mixed reality mode that's in this game as well. A perfect showcase to playing a Ghostbusters adventure in VR, and it gives that, hit to someone who wants to be, your friend who comes over and they're like, hey, I want to be a Ghostbuster, and they can play that introductory mission and really feel like they're a Ghostbuster taking out a ghost and using that proton pack for the very first time. Or they can play that mixed reality mode where they can see that giant marshmallow man coming from the gigantic ceiling in your house and, battling that out. So either way, those two experiences really make this a great thing to show to your friends and family, especially because a lot of people out there are Ghostbusters fans. Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord coming in at number 11. The next one here coming in at number 10 is Just Dance VR. This game literally just came out a few weeks ago. And, this game is obviously a well-known franchise. Just Dance comes out every single year for Xbox and the Switch and all that stuff. And people love this game. They come out with new music all the time. You can dance to new music in this game. And I think they did a really good job incorporating this into VR. Every single song has its own unique background. And, there's over 30 songs in the game. And hopefully they keep adding more DLC as time goes on. And you can play with other players online as well. So showcasing a game, again, to your friends that they probably know this franchise outside of VR. They've probably heard of it. Maybe they've even played it. And it's really easy to do it. You just kind of follow the person in front of you that's showing you how to dance, and they will make a fool out of themselves like I did when I reviewed the game, dancing and trying to follow that beat. But they will have a great time doing it, and it's a ton of fun, and they will really see, how much fun it is to dance in VR. Just Dance VR coming in at number 10. The next one here coming in at number 9 is Smash Drums. Smash Drums is a game for all the people who love music games and rock bands specifically, where you can go ahead and play the drums to your favorite music. They've added a lot of music lately where you can actually play songs that you actually know and love, which obviously helps the experience out when you actually are jamming out the songs you know. And mixed reality mode is really cool on this as well. Being able to showcase this to your friends who come over and stuff like that, who are into the rock band genre, into rock in general, and, drumming out and stuff like that is a really cool experience. They did a fantastic job with this game. It's been out for a while, and I play it all the time. As long as they keep releasing DLC, I'll definitely keep buying, that's for sure. And yeah, it's a fantastic music rhythm game that a lot of people are enjoying out there, and I think it's a great one to show your friends, to really showcase, what drumming in VR can look like and what it feels like to kind of feel like a rock star in VR. So, Smash Drums coming in at number 9. The next one here coming in at number 8 is Trivia Crack World. This is a fantastic game. A lot of us know the Trivia Crack franchise from when we used to play that game on our phones all the freaking time, and a lot of us love trivia games and stuff like that we've been playing on our phones and playing with our friends for a really long time. And this is that game brought into VR, and they did a fantastic job of showcasing what trivia games can look like in VR. It's not just you sitting around a table just hitting A, B, C, or D as multiple choice answers. You actually get to do VR interactions, which is a great thing to show your friends and be like, hey, how do you take a game that I already love, that I've seen a lot on my phone, and how much cooler can it get in VR? And they did a fantastic job of showcasing that, which is why this is on this list to showcase to your friends. All the VR interactions that you have, shooting things and grabbing things and just elevating that trivia experience. I'm not even a huge trivia fan, to be honest, because I'm terrible at trivia games, but a game like this makes it so much more fun to play trivia because you're doing so much more than that. Playing these little mini games while you're playing, this trivia game is making it much more fun for even someone like me who doesn't like trivia that much. Trivia Crack World coming in at number 8. The next one here coming in at number 7 is Exploding Kittens VR. Speaking of games that a lot of people probably have already played before, this is for all my board game fans out there. If you have a board game friend that you're trying to show VR to and sell them, this is that game. A lot of people have heard of Exploding Kittens. It is a really popular card game out there that's basically sold everywhere, like Target and stuff like that you can get. It's been really popular for years. And again, this is another one that they did a really good job putting it into VR. It really, showcases what VR can do for board games when it's done right. Not only are you in a fantastic environment that really makes you feel like you're in the game, you have 20 different people in that social VR room. You're playing different mini games. You have different modes that you can play Exploding Kittens in, and the actual card game itself was done super well. It has again VR interactions that you have to do when you play these different cards. It's so much fun. Exploding Kittens VR at number 7. The next one here coming in at number 6 is the Walkabout Mini Golf. And how many of your friends love mini golf? I know I love mini golf. I look forward to it a lot, and this game has been highly regarded out there. as one of the best social sporting games that you can play. The mini golf experience on there is fantastic. They're always releasing new courses, and the courses sometimes are based on real life properties like the Labyrinth movie, for example, and things that we know out there. And man, they did such a good job with every single course that they release. The holes are always unique and interesting to play. They're always surprising us with the courses that they come out with next. They really embody what going to a mini golf experience is like, where you're going inside environments and outside. I mean, I can't say enough good things about this game. I've been playing it forever. 8-player multiplayer online. This is a great way to showcase, mini golf to your friends on how cool it could be in VR. Walkabout Mini Golf coming in at number 6. The next one here coming in at number 5 says Drop Dead the Cabin, the mixed reality mode. This is exactly how you showcase mixed reality to your friends that come over, where they're trying to hoard back the zombies coming into their home. Home invasion is what this is called specifically, and it is so good. Basically, you have your house that's being used as the environment, and then your windows get all boarded up, and then you have zombies that you're trying to fend off from, invading your home. And, how cool is it for your friends to experience zombies sitting in your living room and stuff like that? I've demoed this game to so many different people, everyone in my family and friends, and they get a kick out of it, with the zombies all running around. And then you get that big guy who eventually comes in and kind of explodes your whole entire wall. And it's just a really surreal experience when they see that for the very first time. A lot of people have not yet experienced what mixed reality is like in VR. And this is that game that kind of showcases everything mixed reality can do and how cool it could actually be. So, Drop Dead the Cabin, the mixed reality mode, Home Invasion, coming in at number 5. The next one here coming in at number 4 is 11 Table Tennis. If you have friends who enjoy ping pong as much as I do, this is a great way to get them addicted in VR. Because we all love playing ping pong, but we don't have friends over at our house all the time to be able to play with them. But this game, obviously in VR, now lets you play against people around the world. So you always have people to play against. This game is super popular, always has people in lobbies, and the physics are exactly what you would expect them to be. They are top notch. I never feel like I'm not getting the right physics. 11 Table Tennis at number 4. The next one coming in at number 3 is Big Screen. So obviously Big Screen is all about watching movies socially with your friends out there. So again, this is another great app to show your friends to say, hey, this is how movies look like in VR. Go ahead and watch, a gigantic 3D movie on a 100-inch screen in front of you socially with 20 other people around the world, where you can talk and watch sporting events, watch movies. People are hosting karaoke rooms nowadays, so you can do karaoke in there. The environments that you can kind of go in and stuff like that. Not only is it just big theaters, but they have campfires and all of these different things that you can kind of do in this game that really showcases the power of VR. This is one of the most addicting apps out there. I'm always popping my head in here to see what kind of rooms people are hosting, what kind of movies, and watching sporting events with 20 other people talking about the event as you're all watching it live. There is no experience like that only VR can bring, and it's really cool to showcase that to your friends. So Big Screen coming in at number 3. The next one here coming in at number 2 is Arcade Ranger, specifically that X arcade stick that you guys just saw. I did a full review on this, but when you combine these two, this is awesome to show to your friends, because basically what happens is you can create your own arcade, where you can either do it in mixed reality and create an arcade in your house, or you can just do an arcade and kind of customize everything about it. But then what's really cool to showcase your friends is while you're playing these arcade games that they may have remembered, like NBA Jam and stuff, because you could add your own custom ROMs in this game and have the actual arcade cabinet in front of you, is that you then get to use the X arcade stick that I did a full review on that actually works with the Quest via Bluetooth, and you can actually play these games with actual proper arcade controls. So it's really cool to showcase your friends to be like, hey, you're playing in VR, but you're using a controller, in the real world at the same time, and it really feels like you're playing these arcade games, right in front of you, right like you feel like you're in an arcade. And the customizability that you can create your own arcade and stuff like that is awesome. This game is actually not fully out yet. I've been playing it for a while because of early access, but keep an eye on it. It comes out in winter of 2024, and if you have an X arcade stick, I would, definitely need this game. It's included for free when you buy it, and man, it is super fun. Can't wait for other people to experience this. Arcade Ranger coming in at number 2. And the first game here coming in at number 1 is Richie's Plank Experience. This is a game that a lot of us have been showcasing to our friends for years at this point, because it's been around for a really long time, and it really tests your friend's fear of heights and really showcases what VR can do, where you're basically going on an elevator and you have to walk the plank to the ledge and then eventually try and jump off, which a lot of my friends till this day have never jumped off the plank. They go right back into the elevator and take it down because they're like, absolutely not. They added a mixed reality mode to this as well, so you can actually get into the elevator right sitting in your room and kind of go all the way up, which is really cool. And yeah, this is still a great showcase to your friends to really test their, fear of heights, especially if you have friends who are scared of heights. So super, super fun. One of the most easy experiences to showcase to your friends. Richie's Plank Experience coming in at number 1. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that list of my top 20 favorite games and apps to be able to show newcomers to VR, that are your friends and family. A lot of these games are really bite-sized, and you can get into people in VR really quickly, playing like 10-minute demos and stuff like that, going through all these different games, showcasing, what their favorite properties can look like in VR, all those different things. Super fun, and I hope you guys enjoy throughout the holiday season, showing new family and friends the power of VR. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time.